Morning, guys. Welcome to Words from a Friend podcast. I'm your host, Marty Curie, and this is the podcast where we follow along with my book, Words from a Friend, a daily guide to a purposeful life, available at Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com. It's a 365-day inner journey. One day at a time is how we do it. And if you're just joining us for the first time, we start January 1st, and we're going right through December 31st of this end of this year. So we hope you stay with us. We hope you can go back and watch the old episodes, catch up. And we're just going to keep going and bringing the light and bringing ourselves back home every day. We do our best to stay at home within, the heaven within. It's there. You're it. Never forget that. You're already it. It's not something that you're searching for, a place that you have to get to. We're already it in the physical form for a little while to learn what it's like to be a human in a human vessel doing human things. And it's great when you know that you're the creator and you're the painter and you have the power of God behind you, always for you, always for you. And when we align with that truth, that's when we access this beautiful energy that animates us every day, that breathes our body while we sleep. It is that energy. It is the forever energy that animates each and every one of us. And when we understand that and we live from that higher self, we connect to each other on a completely different level where we know each other. We know each other as souls. We don't know each other as all the labels we slap on ourselves in the lower dimensions. In the 3D, we're moving up into higher dimensional consciousness. So this old stuff is falling off because we're sick of the sickness. We're sick of it. We're sick of the ego. We're sick of it in ourselves because it's the thing that is, we talk about we can be our own worst enemy. I mean, we can all be our own worst enemy, but when is that? It's when we allow ourselves to just use that conditioned self that, that we inherited so much stuff from instead of the higher self, which has its own principles. And those principles aren't rules you have to follow. We have free will. We don't have to do that. But when we do it, that's when the successes of our lives come forth, because we give more of ourselves to our everyday life in every aspect of our everyday life. And that adds up, day after day, a little bit at a time. And I'll tell you what, this is what we're here to do. We're here to grow, and we're doing that one page a day in this podcast. All right, so today is January 21st, episode 21. It's called The Great Way. And it's kind of an extension from yesterday, taking 100% responsibility for your life. And it goes like this. Making positive changes in you is always the goal. Never-ending improvement. Doesn't be this big thing. Little bits every day. Think about it. Stay in self-awareness, which is your inner laboratory of light to shine on the stuff that's working for us and the stuff that doesn't. And the stuff that doesn't, we can improve upon. That's what we are. We're improvers. We're growers. Okay? This is literally a job for your whole life. We grow until we go. We grow until we go. And we get lessons until we go to the other side. We're here for each and every one of them, whether we like those lessons or not. But if we bring our best self to those lessons and we glean the gold that's within, we put that in our arsenal of wisdom, we have a better life. We have a better compass within. And that's what it is, our compass. We're working our compass, our inner compass. Okay? But it's the job that gets you all you need and desire. Taking the high road to success starts with personal responsibility, always. Who's going to do it? You got to do it. You got to do your part, and then God will do his part. But the part that you do, that's the creative part. So do something you love. You'll never work a day in your life. Even if it's stressful, you wake up the next day going, I get to do this. I don't got to do it. I get to. That's a whole different show, man. That's a whole different show. Having your mind go, I get to do this. And that's where gratitude comes in, because think of all the other stuff that you could be doing when you're doing a lot of things that you really like to do. So, and we complain about it way too much. We complain about a lot of things that we shouldn't complain about, because those are the things, those things that are hard, that we get through. But it actually is satisfying at the end, because you are doing that for your life and for the people around you. You're providing, you're giving, you're sharing, and you're growing. Okay. So Everyone knows and admires someone with this great personal compass. We have them in our families. You know that. I know the people from my family lineage that I looked up to and said, "Wow, what a light they are." And I saw it and I go, everybody should be like that person. Everybody should be like that. My grandmother was one of those. Woo! And my great aunt, my mom, my so many of them, so many. And they all taught me something. And everybody in your life teaches you something. We're a student every day, and as well as a teacher every day. No matter what level we are in life, in our journey, we're student always and teacher always. Recognize those roles and be willing to be taught, because the ego doesn't like to be taught. And somebody's telling you something to do, and it's not telling it to you in such a kind way. Don't shut it off. That's just the way that person learned how to do it. They may be gruff, they may be a little belligerent and whatnot, and you may take offense to that, but that doesn't mean they're not telling you something that's valuable. So if you don't get your ego all up in an uproar, you just hear the good advice and you can laugh about the other part inside like it's a TV show. I have some people I know that I have to treat like I'm on a TV show when I'm with them, because it's so too hard the other way. But that's when it becomes enjoyable, because you're interacting and you're acting lighter, because it's like you're not taking the stuff personally. That's part of the 4 agreements we talked about, the book by Don Miguel Ruiz, the 4 agreements. Don't take anything personally. You know why? It's because you got to consider the source. The source that anything that's coming outside of you, it's only coming from what they know, what they were taught, from their environment, growing up in life. We all have those things. We all have our idiosyncrasies and ways we process life. And, we're always learning and growing. And this podcast is one that, yes, may be new stuff to you. And it's helped me so much in my anxious life, as somebody who's been an anxious person my whole life, and, debilitating it sometimes, and immobilizing, and having some depression along the way. I know what that's like, right? We all do. We all do. We all know what it is like to be low. We all do, because this world is very heavy. It's a very heavy world we're in, this third dimension. Heavy energy. That's why we feel so heavy here. But we can lighten that up. We can lighten ourselves up from the inside by following the blessings given to us in the higher way. And you already have the higher way. You're already in. So it's only about uncovering what that means to you and your version of it. Once you uncover it, you are a very special vessel of light, very special, very unique. And so your gift to unwrap is you. When you understand how to walk in your light, you'll give thanks every day, saying, "Thank you, God." You're channeling that God energy as an antenna of it. You're a cup of it. We are all a beautiful cup of what we call God. That energy, the God energy, the energy of unconditional love, we're all a part of it. And when we exercise that power, no matter what it is in our day, little ways, any way we can, it's just letting people remember that that's the best stuff of life, and that's what we aspire to. We aspire. We move up in our thinking. We move up in our way, in our individual way. All right, so better results, admitting mistakes, taking our lumps, apologizing and forgiving ourselves for falling short will be part of the path to success. You mistake your way forward. That's how everybody does it. Thomas Edison, 90,000 times he tried before he got the light bulb. When will you have given up? After about the third, 90,000 he tried before he created the filament for the light bulb. So we have it in there. We just have to access it. The ideas are there. The energy that brings forth the best ideas of life and the happiest stuff to do is held in the light. Your center, your sun. That's why when we say, "Hey, calm down," you're coming in your ego, you got something's going on, and let's try and calm down. You calm down to your center, because you're all stuck up here in your head. Calm down right here. here into your solar plexus, back to your sun, back to your sun. And that's where our center is. That's why if we practice that through meditation, we know that place like a best friend. And that's how you become a best friend to yourself. Learning about your light, knowing how to wield it as your sword, your shield, and your way forward. A little bit more each day. You uncover it. You uncover it. Like I said, you get to unwrap a little more of that gift that is you every day by moving up the energy ladder, up your chakras, right into your heart chakra. Right, that'll take you many places. Right, it really will. It'll unfold your life rather than you think you got to trudge through life like it's a gauntlet. Yeah, it can be a gauntlet, but you got to flow like water, and that gauntlet won't be like the gauntlet you would have faced if you just rode through it like a bull in a china closet with your ego. That's when you get stopped. Too many people are offended along the way, and things get stopped that way. Flow like water. Recognize each other where we are from here. We're all good people. I want to do business with good people. I want to be friends with good people. So that's what I got to be to attract it. And you're gonna get some people that come into your life that you may recognize isn't quite that, but doesn't mean you didn't plant a seed. Doesn't mean you didn't give that person something that they can carry that they may not have had before. That's how we do it. That's what being connected is all about. You don't have to do it like, hey, I gotta be connected. You just gotta be your son, your kind self. I see it happen every day. Everybody's doing it in so many great ways, and yet we're walking around with these heavy things. Like I could be kind, but inside I'm walking around, mad and angry and depressed and low. Yeah, that's human stuff. Okay, that's the human stuff that we grow through. So we have to make both sides balanced. Both sides, human and spirit, led by the Spirit. Right? Jesus take the wheel. The Christ consciousness takes the wheel. Jesus said we all have it already in us. That light takes the wheel of your life. Give it to yourself first. Learn, grow, and give. Okay? And that's how we pay it forward, just by being us. You're supposed to just be you. But look, your lighter version, it's much more fun to live in that body. It's much more fun to live in that body as the being of light that you really are. You drop a lot of old crap that way and say, this feels so much better. Why would I do that? Why would I intentionally want to spark dramas anymore? Why do I want to twist the knife a little bit to get a little fire burning over there so I can watch it burn? That's your ego. Peace, inside, inner peace. When you find that, you go, clearly, this is better. Clearly. Okay. Better results are a shift to a higher pattern of goodness flowing into your life instead of drama and negativity. Always begins and ends with you, your thoughts, your actions, and your choices. So you got to be your own steward of yourself first. You think you got to tell everybody else to change around you so that you can be comfortable or you can be happy? No, that just doesn't work. You'll be lonely. Everybody has to change for you? No, you got to be a giver. And in every relationship, you got to do that back and forth stuff. That's what everybody wants as a friendship in a meaningful relationship, husband and wife or partners. You got to be pouring into each other's cup, or it's one-sided. And it shouldn't be one-sided. It should be balanced, right? So no controlling. That controlling monster of the ego wants its way or the highway all the time. That's nothing to live with inside. And it's nothing anybody else wants to live with. It isn't. And if you've been that, you have to understand that that's just something you may have been taught as powerful, and how to keep yourself protected from people who want to, be themselves, and you don't like it because you've taken offense to it somehow. So you've got to be this clobbering force in every area of your life to protect what you think is a good relationship. No. Nope. Can't do it. That's like the empath and the narcissist relationship, which is you got one giver and one taker. That's no good. You got to both be givers of this. Are you hugging? How many times a day you're telling each other you love each other? Don't ever let anybody wonder if you love them. Your closest friends, your closest people that you're with, man, let them know now. Let them know right now. Call somebody. Tell them, I love you, man. I love you. You know, that thing that you said to me, I really meant. I didn't tell you about that, but I really meant a lot to me. Whew, that's powerful stuff. Your ego doesn't own that. It doesn't even understand. It doesn't own it, right? It can play that character, but that's when it's manipulation, and we can see through that now too. So manipulation based on, intimidation and aggression and that crap. Gotta let that go. It doesn't go in the world of light. The new world we're going in, it's not going to be a welcome character. We're leaving the ego. We're moving into the light. We're moving into the era of the heart, which you can let that go, thinking that was your protector. It may have been. Sure it was, but you were in survival mode. You don't want to survive. You want to thrive. Thriving is up here in the higher frequency of you. It's there already. Like I said, you're uncovering that great gift. Okay, it's your own energy. Continue to make only the choices that serve you rather than sink you. Common sense and positive self-talk go hand in hand in making good choices. Your self-talk, there it is. That is where I know we've got a page or two on that in here. Your self-talk is crucial, absolutely crucial. How do you talk to yourself? Put yourself down all the time. Say you're not good enough. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to make it. No. Shut up. That's what you tell that voice. Shut up. Shut up, Shetnap. No. I'm going to go through you and I'm going to say, yes, I'm going to do that. You'll see how fast that old voice that's inside of you that's been keeping you down flies away from the light. Can't stand the light. Can't stand truth because it doesn't understand truth. It's just conglomeration of training that we've had by our visit here in the earth. So we can change and grow and learn and do bigger things. We have it all in there, Okay. All right. Always demand the best choices from yourself. From yourself. And for yourself. Keep your eye on the prize and move forward. Determined and rise and do better. You'll get it. It's riding a bike, baby. It's just riding a bike. You're riding it to your higher self and your higher frequencies where your love can unfold and not be embarrassed to let it out at all. Screw that. Love. Don't hide it. Okay? We all make mistakes each and every day. It's how we learn and grow. Weed your garden. Weed and seed. Once you weed that old stuff out, you can weed that out through, a lot of it through meditation, exercise, prayer, asking the light to shine the light on what needs to change and ask it for the will to change it. It works. It's worked for me my whole life. Guided is better than trudging, wishing and hoping and wondering why you don't have it when you already have it in ways you don't even know yet. Okay? This is what this year's journey is about, and we're going to take it together, and you're going to feel great. I bet you already feel better after the last 20 days, just because it's a new perspective than you may have had, or a wider perspective on one you've been interested in. Maybe you've been on a journey for a long time and you understand what I'm saying, and it's just a reminder every day, because I need a reminder every day. This podcast helps remind me every day, so thank you. Okay? Today's call to action: make the life-giving choice to take 100% responsibility for your thoughts, your perceptions, your speech, and your actions. Learn the higher perceptions. All the information's out there. The self-help aisle is great. I was a huge audiobook guy, and because if I start reading something, I fall asleep quick. So audiobooks were my way. My car was my temple of learning for years. For years, pop in an audio CD, and now, of course, we have Bluetooth. So you You got your phone. There's no excuse. Get on to stuff like this that I'm talking about. Some other authors, like my buddy Wayne Dyer and, Mel Robbins, just, let them theory. That's great. Let them. Let them. What's your vessel want to do? How can you improve yourself? That's the journey this year. Don't worry about them or they. Don't worry about that stuff. This is your trip. Okay? Focus on love. Spread that stuff this year. Watch your life grow. Okay, guys, that's it for today. I hope that helps you. And I want you to create a great day. You're the creator. You're the painter. Create a beautiful day for yourself and those around you. Much love. See you tomorrow.